Welcome in, everyone, to the locker room. We are now fully into the high school basketball season as we approach the end of this 2025 calendar year. It is our final Friday night before the holiday week begins, and we've got some highlights and scores from around the region to bring to you tonight. So let's jump right into the action. We tip off with our Friday face-off, taking us to Norwell. The girls team ranked #1 in the state, but they're not the only squad from Ossian off to a hot start. The Norwell boys host the DeKalb Barons, both of them 3-1 on the year. And it's the visitors getting out in front early. The dish to Caden Palumbo, good for 3. That is part of a 10-2 run for the Barons to open up this ball game. And first-year head coach Austin Irvin is feeling good. But Norwell able to storm right back thanks to star sophomore Josh McBride. Gets the rebound up the court himself on a dime, draws the foul, hits the 3. The Knights have responded with a 12-1 run of their own. But as we prepare to enter this holiday week, well, DeKalb had no problems playing Grinch in this one. Zeke, Penrod, Braden Pepple, and the rest of the Barons squad pulls away 55-40. DeKalb gets the win. And for our next pair of NE8 matchups, tonight we head to the Stream. Leo hosting 2-0 Huntington North, and Draven Crave makes this a 1-point game in the first quarter with that fast break score right there. But that's about where the fun would end for the Lions, because Titus Schultz responds by drilling a 3-pointer to extend the Viking lead up to 4, and Huntington North rolls from there. Take a look at this play. The ball batted around. The Vikings get it. The pass up to court to who else but Schultz. He lays it in off the fast break, and Huntington North wins this one 55-30 in hostile territory. And staying in county, New Haven hosts Belmont. The Braves are looking to get back in it in the third, and Jake Hackman is going to drill that 3 to bring the deficit down to single digits. But New Haven certainly not slowing down in this one at all. That shot is no good, but Lavelle Ledbetter gets the offensive board, goes to work, lays it in himself. It's back to an 11-point ball game, and New Haven would pull away from there as Jadrian Ezel corrals the wide pass and turns it into points. New Haven wins this one 75-59. And finishing up in the NE8, undefeated Columbia City visits East Noble, where the Eagles claw their way to the victory 64-23. Now moving into Noble County, we've got some rivalry girls matchups in town. The Chargers and Cougars go head-to-head in Ligonier. First quarter, no score. Addison Burns with the 3-ball for West Noble. She opens up scoring in this one. The Chargers then making it rain threes early. How about Ella Limerick with the triple? West Noble leading this one early 6-2. But now it's the Cougars' turn as Austin McLaughlin finds Cadence Bales for the bucket down low. That's the first field goal of the game for Central Noble. And then Grace Swank taking it to the rack herself. Central Noble levels this one up, takes the Chargers to OT, and that is where the Cougars get out of Ligonier with the win tonight, 43-40. What a ball game. That was part of a doubleheader, actually, and in the boys matchup, Central Noble wins this rivalry 39-37 at OT. Then Fairfield's girls hosting Concord in a non-con game with Fairfield flying high 61-31. Speaking of those doubleheaders, Prairie Heights hosting a boys and girls matchup against Busco. Girls of Prairie Heights get the win. Panthers counts the 51-24 victory. Boys then complete the sweep with a 30-plus point win. Then finally in the NECC, a pair of quality boys matchups. Eastside visiting Lakeland. Lakers drop the anchor on the Blazers by 30. And then in the battle for the top of the early season conference standings, Angola, Westview. It's the Warriors spearing the Hornets 69-53. So 2 major Northeast Indiana conferences down, but we've yet to touch on the Fort Wayne schools just yet. Let's change that. Right now, it was a busy day in the SAC. 6 double headers that we've got. So let's start with the boys matchup at Homestead. The Spartans hosting the Knights of Bishop Lures. Homestead leading by 3 in the third until Ryder Immel doubles it with that corner 3 right there. He gets the bench fired up. And then in the closing seconds of the quarter, Mason Weaver trying to beat the buzzer. He banks the floater in. Homestead now has just one more quarter to close it out. But Bishop Lures does keep battling. Ale Taylor absorbing the contact, sinks the bucket, and draws the blocking foul. But it's not enough because the Spartans hold on in front of their home crowd. They pick up an SAC victory, which could prove to be quite important down the stretch. We will see. And in the early matchup of that game, the top 3 ranked Homestead girls absolutely run away with this one, dominating 84-24 27. Good day for the Spartans. Last year's SAC boys champs Wayne visit Carroll this evening, opening minute of this one. And how about the big Brady Fisher pulling up the senior from 3, gives the Chargers the early lead. Great atmosphere we've got in Charger Fieldhouse tonight, and on the other side of the floor, well, here's Tyree Eldridge. Hits back for the Generals. Wayne starting to find their footing in this one. They're making plays on both sides of the ball here because check this out. Carroll's Jack Van Order denied by Uriah Williams. And the Wayne Generals, they pull away in this one, getting back to 500. They are now 2-2 on the young season. And in the earlier of the girls' matchups, well, this one, the Chargers come out on top, 64-44. We get a split today over there. Over to Northrop we go now, where the Bruins girls squad hosts Southside, and it's just an 11-point lead in the third quarter for the Bruins. Archer sticking around, but Northrop's going to shut the door on this one. First, we got Briley Day hitting that turnaround jumper, and then check her out again as she is going to sink this layup on the fast break thanks to some nifty passing from her teammates. That one falls through right there, and after that, well, guess who it's about to be? You guessed it, of course, it's Briley Day. Then, a big congrats on the win. She knocks down the corner 3 as Northrop's defense swallows Southside, and the Bruins maul the Archers 44-19. Now, Bishop Dwanger's team's visiting Concordia tonight. This one close for now, but it wouldn't be for long. The senior Olivia Bullinger hits the step-back 3 from the elbow, make that a 7-point lead for the Cadets. Then, on the next possession, we've got Chloe Vanderford taking it coast to coast, all the way to the rack. She's going to lay this one up and in through the contact, extends the lead again. Then, it's some around-the-horn passing as we're going to see Vanderford again, who knocks down the jumper from just inside the arc, but hey, he'll take the 2 points. Concordia does use a huge second quarter run to open up a double-digit halftime lead, and in the end, it's the Cadets rolling to pick up their second win of the season, this one over the Saints. Now rounding out those doubleheaders, we've got the Southside boys piercing the Bruins and the Bishop Dwanger boys winning a thriller against Concordia in overtime. And that matchup. Now finally in the SAC, Northside hosting Snyder for a set of games in the boys matchups to pick things up in the third with Kitron. Pascal dribbles it down the baseline, lays it in from underneath. Then a few plays later, and it's Pascal again. This time with the big block passed up to Terrell Hogue, who slams it down with authority. Snyder takes a double-digit lead into the fourth quarter. In that final frame, though, well, Northside refusing to go away. Sebastian Moore dumps off to Michael Stevens in the lane. That one's good for 2. Northside would rally in the fourth, but come up just short. Snyder gets out of Baye Arena just narrowly with that 2-point victory. And in the girls' matchup, Snyder ends up wallowing Northside. That is a doubleheader sweep for the Panthers. And we're not quite done now as Fort Wayne matchups just yet. We've got one more to go. Blackhawks girls hosting Canterbury, and we've got Desi Pope getting things going early for Blackhawk Christian with the full court pass to Quinn Mann, who drills the 3-ball. Braves up by 5. Later in the quarter, Braves dump it down low to Jalen Pickett, who knocks it in to extend the lead. Canterbury would try and rally here. They get a 3 just a few plays later. This one from sophomore Malika Ahmad cuts the lead down to just 4, keeps the Cavs in this ball game, but it wouldn't stay close for long. It's Desi Pope once again. She gets the offensive rebound, coming off that shot, and then look at the handles as she makes it to McKinley Steele, lays it in for Blackhawk. Braves end up rolling in this one, 65-17. Then in that boys matchup later in the evening, Braves beat the Cavs 76-30. Good day for Blackhawk Christian. So if we still haven't hit your school yet, don't worry, we are not done. Each ACAC boys team in action. Heritage beats Southside. Adams Central slips by Woodland. Then Southern Wells hosted Bluffton, where the Tigers rip apart the Raiders. Jay County hosting Delta. Jay County picks up the win in this one. And for our final scores of the night, we go west, where Southwood hosted a doubleheader with Manchester. The Southwood girls winning 49-36. Then in the boys game, the Knights complete the sweep 58-50. And our final remaining boys team in action includes Whitco, who hosts Lewis Cass. Lewis Cass wins this one in OT. And in the NLC, we've got Warsaw hosting Wawasee. In this one, it's Wawasee pulling off what some may call the upset, 42-33. So with that, it is time to take one more look back at our play of the night. And this week, we're back out to Northside's Baye Arena. But this one comes down to the Panthers. Terrell Hogue with the slam set up by take one more look at this play. The block by Pascal, then up the court. Hogue slams it through. Big win for the Snyder Panthers.